What's going on, guys? Welcome to Po Boys, and in this video the drift car is going to be back running. Right now there's nothing on it because I was preparing to get it boosted, but I'm not doing that because I want to slide the car, and the cheapest best way to do that, since there's pandemics going on right now, is just to get the thing running the way it sits right now. Might as well have fun with it because it's cheaper and it's just going to be a lot more fun for me to do it sooner. Get the car dialed in with low power, and then once I get it dialed in, then give it more power, and then it'll just be a little bit more fun. So basically, getting this whole thing back together, we're going to do a thermostat, put the cold air intake back on, going to make a custom header. I'm going to make the exhaust go back this way, like out the front. We're going to put all the brackets back on, the tensioner pulley, the alternator. We're going to keep power steering off of it, put the radiator on, put the radiator top hose on. The bottom hose was broken, so we're going to put the top hose on. We need to charge the battery, we need to put the spark plug wires on, and the custom headers is going to be the part that pretty much takes up the most time. So the reason why I need custom headers is because if you see right here, see that right there? That's touching that motor mount. That motor mount right here stays there. The exhaust won't go. So the exhaust kind of bends down. I'm gonna keep this, I'm gonna cut it all right here and make the exhaust go straight, so that way there's no issue. So that's gonna take a second to do, but it's gonna be worth it too, honestly. If you like the video, press the like button. If you wanna subscribe, press the subscribe button. Buy merch if you like buying merch. Thank you for being great. Let's proceed to the video. So now I have to go ahead and cut this right here, get my vise on my workbench. A lot of y'all were saying that this was either genius or really stupid, and I think it's genius because this is all I have to work with right now. It gets the job done. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Solid. All right, so there's my header. This should work a lot better on one side. Ow, ow, ow. All right, I'm gonna let that cool down. And now I gotta do the same thing right here. These shatter from the factory, and that's one of the things that is bad about new Edge Mustangs. Maybe heat cycled too much or welded on too hot or something like that, but they all crack from the factory, and this is just factory crack lines. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this here so I can make a custom exhaust, and I'm gonna have to tie that into it, make a pipe that goes over here, and then whatnot. It's all gonna make sense in a second, but just gotta go ahead and cut it real quick. Now I'm gonna take both of these to the header and bolt it in. Now I need to cut the fence post and make an exhaust. Our new header is gonna look something like that. Actually, something like this. All right, let's check this out. See if we can't make any progress. The issue is I don't be having my mask, my gloves, or my welding rod. Mask, gloves, welding rod. There we go. Proper headerness. Oh boy, pretty solid little tack. We'll finish it right here. And I'm also welding on 110, so this may be booty crest welding, but like it's whatever because it's gonna stick and it's gonna hold for now. It don't matter. As long as it does what I need it to do, it does right. And I'm only working with a button. I don't even have the foot pedal. I have a foot pedal, it just doesn't work on 110. It only works on 220. I need another stick. Oh, all right, so that is welded all the way. There you go. All right, I want to check this guy, see what the fitment's like on this one.
You should do that when it's like really dry outside.
Yeah, and then listen to Smokey the Bear Pup again. I was gonna try and get the header finished on this side, but sadly it's not gonna work. I ran out of welding rod, so I'm gonna need to go to the store and get some of that, so I'm gonna be able to finish that the next day. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get to attaching the belt tensioner. This piece goes right here, like that, and then we got the other piece, and we'll be solid. This goes on this side. That is it, Mr. Captain Crunch. That's how it goes. And then, obviously, this one goes on the other way. Let me grab some bolts. That don't fit, Captain, but these should fit. I think the internet was right. This car's never going back together. TBH, Captain Crunch, I think it's probably best to wait until I can just get more stuff. All right, got the new gasket as well, so we're gonna slap that guy on there. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this header right here. So what I have right here is the head off of Yeet, the original ported heads that I ported, and I'm using these to make the custom exhaust, so that way I can make the headers fit perfectly on these headers. Since I have them out, might as well use them while I got them. All right, so now let's go ahead and get this guy ready to mock up. So we went ahead and put all of this back together, and if you can see, it's pretty much like a stock car again. Everything's obviously power steering has been deleted, but I do have another rack and another power steering pump if I do want to bring it back. I want to see what this car feels like with no power steering first, and then we're going to go back and put power steering on it depending on if I like it or not. I just wanted to try without it, so I have two different brackets because obviously I have the one from Yeet and the one from this car. So I'm going to go ahead and try this. I have the exhaust right here, pointed right there. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that down and up under the car. If you can see, it drops there. I'm gonna bring it through the bumper somewhere in that area. So if you can see, it ends there. We're gonna bring it through the bumper, and I'll have a teardrop style exhaust right here, and I'll also have one on the other side. I made a custom header, not the best looking, but it was also just what I had to do in order to get it all lined up and not hit those factory motor mounts. That's the problem with the stock headers backwards on these V6 Mustangs. So I have that all in there, and all the pulley and belt drive is on there, alternator's on, belt's good. You need to get a smaller belt for obviously no power steering, and if you do a delete right here, but I have the bracket, which you can actually buy it like advanced. It's a Ford part, it's actually not aftermarket part, which is actually something that's really weird because you wouldn't think that an AC delete is a Ford genuine part. So I have all the spark plug wires on, those are all back on, and this thing is pretty much buttoned up. The radiator's in, I need to bleed that still, but the battery is dead as a doornail, so we're gonna go ahead and jump start this thing. But we're gonna go ahead and take Caleb's car because I'm buying this car. We're gonna take the stock scoops that are right here. These kind of look, they just don't look the best because they're V6 scoops. These scoops look so much better, and what better to match the hood that's already from this car, that's on this car, what better to do than put black side scoops right there. So it'll look so much better once the scoops are on there. Let's go ahead and get started. It's not too hard to get them off this car and onto this one. So to take these off, you're gonna need a T50 Torx. So you're gonna need this to get the seatbelts off, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. There we go. Now I'm gonna pull off the seatbelt bracket holder. Seatbelt's off. And to get this back seat out on a New Edge Mustang, you gotta come up under here with the flat. There's a little tab. Push it in, lift up. So now we can get the rear seat out. And also, if you didn't know, this used to be Caleb's car, my roommate, but then someone T-boned him and totaled it. Now he drives an Infiniti. And this is old and brittle. But we're not keeping any of the back stuff out of this. We're just taking the scoop out, and then whenever we get done with this, we'll be solid. There's a ton of clips inside of here that you just gotta reach your hand in and just squeeze them and push them through to get this off. Got one more in this one. Oh boy. Side scoop. Holy cow. There we go. GT side scoop. It looks a lot better. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll get this thing started. Time to open the hood so we can jump this car. It hasn't started in a long time, which is why the battery's dead, and I also ran it without the alternator, so it never charged it whenever it did run a long time ago, but that's why we got jumper cables. Go ahead and turn the truck on. All right, this is dead as a doornail. So we're gonna go ahead and start this thing for the first time. Tanner's starting it. She needs more juice. We're gonna have to let it charge for a second. All right, gonna try one more time. See if it charges a little. Oh, yeah, she got no juices. All right, guys, we're in the backyard right now, and I wanted to tell you what's going on with the drift car. We're not twin turboing it right now, which I really hate to say, but it's really just not the best decision. I was contemplating it last video, but after thinking about it and just the way the world is right now, I'm just not in a position to do it. It's not the smartest thing for me to do, so let's have fun with the car while it's NA, and let's keep it running and keep it driving. So might as well just have fun with it while it's here. We're gonna go ahead and put carbon fiber clutches or weld the diff. We can have y'all vote on that, whatever this decision's the best. I don't know if it breaks axles if you weld the diff, but we're gonna go ahead and put the hydro e-brake in it, the dual rear caliper bracket, the rear end in it, and then after it's running and good, we might need a better radiator to keep temperatures down, but other than that, the car is gonna be a freaking drift car. We're gonna take it drifting soon, and you're gonna see some drift videos on it. The drift car is gonna be back in the channel here soon, and I just wanted to let y'all know that it's gonna be going, we're gonna be drifting, we're gonna be having some fun, and we might be doing some tandems with the 240 because why not? So I just wanted to let y'all know that that's kind of what was going on. Thank you for bearing with me as we're getting it all back together. Kind of in a really interesting time right now. I'm kind of like at a really low like curve because of the world being down, and I'm kind of just caught up inside of that, but we're making our way back out of it. We're trying to make the best of it, being optimistic. Glass is always half full, so let's freaking have fun with this drift build. All right, I'm gonna take the Focus battery and try that. I just want the car to be on. I want to make sure that everything works and everything's in the right order. We'll go ahead and unplug this, plug the Focus one in. All right, Tanner, you can go ahead and turn it on. she's back alive and she sounds healthy enough to about get ready to start. We gotta purge all the air out of it, but I'm not gonna do that on camera because that's really boring. We gotta fill up the radiator, make sure all the fluids are good, check and probably change the oil, and then eventually run the exhaust out. But I need to go and get more TIG rod, which I tried to go to the store the other day and they ended up closed because quarantine. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing finished completely, so next time y'all see it, it should be ready to go, and all we should need is that hydraulic throwout bearing, which I'll be getting whenever I get paid. So this car will be up and going soon. That car we're gonna be working on, which is Caleb's Mustang GT, and we're also gonna have Yeet in the videos here soon eventually. I think that's pretty much it. Without further ado, the drift car skirt is one step closer to getting ready to go and ready to slide. I'm freaking ready. We're going tandem to 240. Thank you very much. Have a great one. Remember to freaking send it. Be great.